Over the past couple of months, we've seen Solana's ecosystem explode in value, and this has been mainly driven by meme coins. Meme coins make up a majority of the TVL on Solana's ecosystem, and we see dozens of projects launch successfully every single day. But the problem is that they really only have two different DEXs to pick from, and that is either Radium or Jupiter. So recently I invested in a project called PandaSwap, which is an up-and-coming DEX on Solana's ecosystem. It's sitting right around a $10 million market cap, and the thing I like about this project is that it launched only 30 days ago, but in that short period of time, they've amassed almost 8,000 followers, had a $10 million market cap, and have made some major moves in the Solana ecosystem. So not only are they doing a number of major things different than Radium and Jupiter in terms of features, which we'll go over in a minute, but they also have done pretty exciting things in terms of price moves, because typically for a new project, you see it have that massive rally at the beginning, only to come crashing back down and never really regain those previous highs. But that's not what happened with PandaSwap. We saw that it did have that initial pump, but it's already been able to now start to rally yet again, which is what you want to see for a new project. They always have that initial rally and always see that drop off, but the problem is most projects never see another rally again, and they sort of just die out. But with PandaSwap, they've already started to see that it broke through that 1 penny per coin resistance, which was very important, and now that is acting as a strong level of support, which is exactly what you want to see for a new project, that it's not just rallying straight up, but you're building key levels of support along the way, and that's exactly where we're at right now for PandaSwap, and it looks like we will very well be testing and retesting that 1.6 again level, that 0.016 level. That's something that is very exciting to see. It's up right around 60% in the last 24 hours, and I'm not expecting it to slow down anytime soon. So if we're looking at PandaSwap's website, there's a few main things that stand out. So PandaSwap, they're saying that they're the next groundbreaking DEX on Solana's ecosystem, and I think this is the case because with Radium and with Jupiter, they lack a couple of key features that Panda is trying to address. So one thing is going to be with liquidity and tax. PandaSwap is introducing a groundbreaking feature on Solana, and that's the ability for projects to apply taxes upon launch. This is ultimately very important to new projects because it's going to help the growth of liquidity pools, marketing efforts, development funds, and liquidity is at the core of PandaSwap's mission and strategy. This is one of the biggest challenges within the Solana ecosystem and within new meme coins, and by incorporating a dynamic token system, incorporating the ability to have these taxes upon launch, that's going to help projects be more successful long term. So ultimately, this strategy is just going to help PandaSwap stand apart. Next thing is going to be that with PandaSwap is that it has a name that's very similar to that of, like, let's say a meme coin. But the thing is it's not a meme coin. It's a fully functional DEX that has a number of utility features that all these other DEXs don't have. So because of this, it's going to appeal to meme coin investors, in my opinion, who would ideally want to invest in projects with fun names, exciting communities, names like PandaSwap, and it also appeals to people looking for real utility and real competitiveness to that of the likes of Radium and Jupiter. So it appeals to both of those communities, those of the meme coin community and those who are, more in the real utility community as well. So it really has that wider spread appeal. If we're looking at the white paper, there's a few things that stand out here. You could see that in their introduction, they say, look, Panda powers the community of PandaSwap. It's the native ecosystem token, and ultimately it's more than just a token. It is the underlying native currency of the PandaSwap ecosystem, and they're aiming to be the #1 DEX on the Solana network. They've identified a few major gaps. We've talked about them already, and ultimately, by targeting to be the #1 DEX on Solana's ecosystem, they are ultimately planning on having, TVL of over close to $1 billion. You can see that Radium has around $670 million of TVL. You can see Jupiter has around $304 million of TVL. So this would be massive, massive if you could get into PandaSwap now, and if you decide to invest, because I personally have invested in this project. I got in just earlier in the day around that $10 million market cap. So just as you guys are going to be able to get involved as well. And there's just a lot to like about this project. Next thing I want to go over with it is that currently they've been gaining a lot of traction on social media. You can see that recently they have announced that they're going to be listing on a top tier 1 exchange with MEXC. And this is a very big deal because this is already their third centralized exchange in less than a month of being available. Less than a month of launching, they've already listed on 3 major centralized exchanges, which is really unheard of for crypto. So that shows you that larger institutions are believing in their mission and what they're doing. Like I said, I like the name because having a DEX that has like a meme coin sort of name on Solana's ecosystem, where meme coins are the biggest and dominant sector in Solana, that just really resonates with a lot of people. And I think that's why we're starting to see major tier 1 exchanges already list PandaSwap. Next thing with PandaSwap is going to be, if you're looking at their white paper, a few other things stand out. That's going to be with some of their key features. So if we go ahead and look at what is PandaSwap, they brand themselves as being faster and cheaper, having a centralized order book for broader liquidity and trading utility. This is something that's very important because whenever you're swapping, whenever you're trading, you want to make sure that you have faster and cheaper swaps, and you want to make sure that there is enough liquidity so that when you're placing orders, they actually go through. There's not going to be major issues with prices going up and prices going down every time you place a swap. This is something that is going to solve a lot of that. In addition to this, they have earn trading fees. So liquidity pools on PandaSwap allows users to earn trading fees for each swap going through that pool. That's something that's going to help, the project long term, as well as you can earn Panda tokens. There are a number of ways to earn these Panda tokens through farming liquidity pools and staking, and you'll just have to keep an eye out on this because as this ecosystem grows, those rewards are only going to get larger and larger. Other thing I really like about it is on their white paper, they talk about the tokenomics. And in the tokenomics section, they say, look, project name is PandaSwap, symbols Panda, and they have a total supply of 888,888,888 tokens. But the thing that really stands out is going to be these fees at the bottom. So there's a fee of 0.3% that's taken on trades. And this is important because 0.2% of that goes back to the LP pool, 0.03% of that goes to buy back Panda tokens, 0.05% goes to project development, and 0.02% goes to LP holder rewards. This is really important because as the project grows long term, these fees are going to help not only reward LP holders, but they're going to help with the LP pools. They're going to help with development. They're going to help this project grow long term. So as more people use this project, they're going to be able to generate more revenue and able to give back more to holders. They're going to be able to, spend more on product development. And that is something that is very different from a number of other platforms. A lot of other platforms just have a bunch of tokens in the treasury. They sell them off when they need some money. And this project really is, as more people use it, as they continue to see more activity on the platform, they generate more revenue. And seeing more revenue is then going to be able to have them spend more money on development, give more money back to holders, contribute more to the LP pool. And this is something that I personally like to see, where it's not just reliant on the price going up long term, but actually, some utility. If people actually use it, then they're able to generate more money, continue to build out the platform, grow it more long term. Last few things I want to go over with this are going to be in terms of swap. So the thing that I really like about PandaSwap, in addition to them having that token tax mechanism in place for projects that are launching. So if a project launches, they can implement a tax, can help them generate funds, grow the project long term. But the thing I really like about PandaSwap, in addition to that, is that they already have stop loss limits, they have limit orders in place, and that's something that a lot of projects simply don't launch with. A lot of DEXs don't have these features right away, if ever, and with PandaSwap, having the ability to put these limit orders in place is going to help it stand out long term, in my opinion. I think that's, again, why we've seen so many major tier 1 exchanges already list them. In addition to this, they also have that slippage tolerance, which is the maximum difference between a user's estimated price and execution price, and that also makes it much more valuable as a platform, because for a long time you couldn't even adjust slippage too high for a lot of major DEXs. Let's say if you were going on Phantom and you wanted to adjust the slippage, like, you couldn't even do it. They wouldn't let you. But so this is one of the main reasons why PandaSwap is standing out, why it's gaining almost 8,000 holders in a short period of time, why it's seeing major tier 1 exchange listings, and it's the main reason why I've been investing in this project. So if you go ahead and look look at PandaSwap's website, you could see that they are doing a lot of big things in the crypto space. They're trying to really differentiate themselves among other Solana DEXs, and I think it has a ton of potential of being, a multiple $100 million TVL project. Compete with the likes of Jupiter, which has $304 million of TVL, Radium, which has $670 million of TVL. I think it really has the potential to compete with that, and right now it's only at around a $10 million market cap.